Welcome to the Blue Cafe. Today we have a story we were not sure we should present. We discussed it as a group and decided to go ahead with it. We feel it important to show all sides of infidelity, including the tragic ones. Trigger warning, suicide. Now, onto the story. My dying mom made me, 15F, promise never to tell my dad he's not my biological father. My mom died of cancer just under a month ago. A few days before she died, my grandma and I were with her and she told us that I am not my dad's biological kid. She had an affair and my biological father is the guy she cheated on my dad with. She asked me if I forgave her, and cause she was, dying, I said I forgave her. Then she said it was her dying wish that I never ever tell my dad about it. I didn't really want to promise her that, but she and my grandma kept telling me I needed to promise, and there wasn't any point in telling my dad and it would only hurt him, so I promised. After my mom died, I told my grandma that I felt really guilty keeping it a secret from my dad cause I feel like he deserves to know. She told me that I would only be ruining his memory of his dead wife and breaking his heart for no reason, and if I told him she would never speak to me again cause I would be ruining my mom's reputation. She also said if he knew he might not even want me anymore. I don't have any other family except my grandma and my dad and his parents who live in another country. My parents are immigrants, so I don't want to lose my grandma and possibly lose my dad or damage my relationship with him. I'm in therapy, but my therapist can't tell me whether to tell him or not, and I want advice on if I should tell him or not, and if I should tell him, how I should go about telling him. So Reddit, what do I do here? Do what's best for you, mentally and emotionally. You are the child in this situation. It is not your responsibility to carry the burden of your adult family members' deception. Your mom and your grandmother acted selfishly where they should have acted in your best interest. I would not blame you one bit for breaking the legacy of the family lie and being honest with your father. But I also would not blame you for being hesitant and taking some time to decide what you need to do. Not to mention grandma trying to manipulate up by threatening them that their dad might not want them anymore. Like who the duck does that? Unfortunately, there is an update and that's exactly what happened. That is what most people would do. She have waited till being independent before doing it recklessly. While I do feel like she said it in a manipulating/threatening way, she's not wrong. That unfortunately does happen sometimes. It's unfair to place that on a child's conscience and on the dad when he hasn't had a chance to do a thing. The only reason to say something like that is to put mortal fear of losing both parents into an actual child, so that he can keep sordid secrets that he never should have had to bear in the first place. I am in agreement with you. Sorry, I was just trying to point out tragic outcomes. Their dad might not want them anymore. Op just made an update post. This is exactly what happened. The mom knew what his reaction would be, and this was unfortunately ignored. And they are older than Op, so they know the man better than her. Also, it was her mother's secret which she shared with her child, so Op didn't have the right to go against her. It's not really the mother's secret. It was, but once she shared it, it became the child's secret and burden. And frankly, it means more to the child who just found out their dad isn't their dad. Well, grandma was right about that. Op made an update and she was kicked out of her house after she told her dad. It's a horrible thing to hear from your grandmother, but she was ultimately right in every sense. Update to my dying mom made me, 15F. Promise never to tell my dad he's not my biological father. My dad kicked me out. Recap: mom was dying of cancer, told me and my grandma I'm actually the daughter of some guy my mom cheated with, made me promise not to tell anyone including my dad. I promised because she was dying and I felt pressured. After she died, my grandma told me she would never speak to me again if I told him and ruined her dead daughter's reputation, and also warned me he might not even want me anymore if he found out. She was right. A lot of people in my post from before told me I needed to tell him, so I did. I told him that I still see him as my dad even if we're not related by blood. He didn't take it well and told me to go to my grandma's place. He said he shouldn't have to raise another man's kid for one more day. I'm at my grandma's place now, but she's angry that I told him, and she says I need to find somewhere else to go within a few days because she won't let me live with her. I'm probably going to go stay with my friend's family for a while. I don't really know what to do other than that. Edit, I'm going to contact CPS. I'd try calling CPS and let them know you're essentially homeless. Thanks, I'll try this. Okay, but even if you get back into the home, you need to make a plan for when you're 18. Your father, based on his actions, may kick you out as soon as he legally can. This means getting a part-time job when available, saving money, ensuring you have your necessary papers, license, social security card and birth certificate. I am so sorry you're going through. Your parents and grandmother have failed you tremendously. Do this. Because even if he feels hurt now, he has the legal responsibility to care for your well-being. Your grandma is a piece of shite. Sorry she's done this. Dad is also a huge piece of shit. Kicking out a child you raised for 15 years just because your wife cheated? Like, I get that sucks and he's angry at her, but suddenly he doesn't love this child? What kind of a monster is he? I had to erase what I wanted to say about him because of sub-rules. And the dad, no? If nothing else, they can help you find a safe place to stay for a little while, kid. I just wish you didn't have to do this in the first place. Make this the last internet person you listen to. Do not call CPS yet. Do not throw more gasoline into the fire. No need to do permanent damage to your most important relationships. Everyone is mourning and irrational. Let everyone calm down for a few days and stay with your friends. Then reach out to mature adult friends, parents and family and have them talk to your dad and grandma. No one on Reddit gives two shits about your life. People here are young and inexperienced like you and will say shit they would never do themselves. Sorry about your mom. Please pay attention to this. I work in the type of home you might get sent to. Once you're in the system, you can't unring that bell. The issue with putting it off is CPS loves to take their sweet time in general, so if waiting doesn't help, you won't be getting through to COS immediately. Duck that. They're child abusers. They deserve what they get. Does she deserve what she gets? The system that she might be putting herself into isn't always a nice place. There's being prudent, then there's not knowing what the duck you're talking about. She is the one who will be ultimately punished, not the father or grandmother. I'm sure it feels good to rage on the internet without consequences. But it's not gonna help her life. Her family might permanently disown her if things escalate too much. Are you gonna help her out in her life for the next few decades? I don't think so. She needs to do what is best for her. Burning bridges of your most important relationships is stupid, especially when no one has harmed one another. It was the mom who cheated. People on Reddit are so self-righteous. Maybe from a moral perspective it's the right thing to do to tell the dad. But from a realistic perspective, the only thing that could happen from this is bad. The dad will have negative feelings for the mom and the kid. Even if he loves the kid, he's still going to love them less. People on Reddit think that the moral high ground is the only thing that matters, but you just got this 15-year-old orphaned and homeless. Congrats. Update to my dying mom made me, 15F, promise never to tell my dad he's not my biological father. Here's how it all turned out. Recap, my mom told me I'm not my dad's biological daughter on her deathbed and made me promise never to tell him. My grandma also told me if I ruined her dead daughter's reputation by telling him, she'd never speak to me again. I ended up telling him and he kicked me out, saying he didn't want anything to do with me. I ended up calling CPS because I was effectively homeless and they forced my dad, ex-dad, fake dad, to take me back in because legally he has responsibility over me. He barely speaks to me and anytime I'm around him he just has this super annoyed vibe. It's like having a super grumpy stranger as a housemate. I pretty much don't leave my room now while I'm at home because I don't want to be around him. I try and spend time away from home as much as possible, but it's hard 'cause of the pandemic. He made it clear he doesn't want me here, and the only reason he's letting me stay is because he legally has to, and he'll only give me what he legally has to, like food and medical care. Anything else and I have to get a job to buy it, which I'm trying to do, but there's a lot of restrictions on working at my age here. He's also basically counting down the days until he can throw me out at 18. My grandma also doesn't talk to me. But hey, I guess it's my own stupid fault for being dumb enough to think telling the truth is a good idea. Edit, I am no longer looking for life/job/financial advice or advice on how to fix things with the asshole who made me homeless and treated me like crap for the crime of being born. I'm honestly just ready to give up. I just want to give you a hug. A great big bear hug. Wanna come live with my mum? My 17-year-old sister is moving out soon, and my mom has mentioned maybe fostering a child because she'll be bored without any children at home. You can have 4 sisters. I'm so sorry, Op. That is terrible. You've already heard this, I'm still going to say it. I'm so sorry you're having to go through this. This is not your fault. You are completely innocent. Your mom was wrong to tell you on her deathbed. None of this is your fault. Your mom was completely wrong for confessing this on her deathbed. I get that your dad is hurt and angry. He has no right to take it out on you. None. Your grandmother is wrong for blaming you for her daughter's deception. In truth, you were right to be honest. It's their treatment of you that is wrong. Her mom is also very wrong by cheating with another man and being pregnant with him, then making her husband look after her. Kinda think that's implied. You're not in the wrong. The first comment is correct. Nobody can just throw away 15 years of bonding blood or not. Maybe try talking to him. Tell him you apologize for letting him know, and that some people would prefer the truth, so you thought that was best, but also let him know that he is all you know as a father, and that you love him as if he was blood. Hope everything gets better for you ASAP. I tried talking to him a few times and telling him I love him and stuff, but he's just so cold and angry whenever I speak to him that I stopped trying. Unfortunately, his anger is misplaced due to the fact that your mother died. My condolences, and you are the next closest target for his anger. Tell him he's not the only one who is hurting here, that you are just as much a victim of your mother's betrayal as he is, and you lost just as much as he did. Him a wife and a child, and you a mother and father, but he has the ability to change that as you still see and love him as your father. Keep in mind he is grieving the loss of a wife, a child he thought was biologically his, and a marriage he thought was a faithful one, so it may take him some time to get over all of this. Just let him know you will always be there for him. Maybe try writing a letter. Could get everything out and he might be more comfortable. I'm sure seeing you brings on quite the mix of emotions right now. Him grieving more than just your mom. It isn't fair he is acting this way. But some are more weak than others. You did nothing wrong. It was the right choice, in fact. I hope this doesn't deter you from doing so in the future. I hope he can get past this and grow emotionally for you. If you can get counseling, please do so. Whether it be now or in the future. It is quite the traumatic situation you have been given. If your dad won't help with counseling, your school should be able to. Don't ask her to be understanding toward this guy. It gaff about how hurt he is. He tried to let the kid he raised become homeless at 15, he's trash. Him and her mom deserved each other. Op is the only victim here, he lost that statute when he threw her out in the streets. This might sound dumb, but have you asked him, why are you mad at me? He says he's not, but he doesn't want me around because I'm not his. What a shit excuse. I didn't birth my ducking cat, but I would fight anyone who tries to take him away from me. Ask what changed to mean that he will no longer love the child he raised and who loved and valued him enough to tell the truth to him. Family isn't just genetics. It's like y'all can't read. I guess to him it is. I just can't find a single reason to live past tonight. I give up. That's it, I guess. There's just no point. Yeah, maybe things could get better if I don't die, but also maybe they won't. Why should I have to put up with this crap now just in case it gets better later? Hey Op, are you still there? I really hope you are. I know I've read you're tired of trying, but even just existing is something. Sure, things might get better and they also might not, but you owe it to yourself to take that chance and keep on living. You have been hit with an absolute heap of trauma that no young person should ever have to deal with. How the adults around you have and are handling this situation is appalling, but you don't deserve to die over their mistakes. Please don't make any hasty decisions whilst you're still in the midst of this trauma. You do not deserve to be punished for the mistakes of the adults around you. Sure, we are all internet strangers, but you've impacted on us and we are all hoping you're okay, OpEx. I second this. I really hope you're still alive. Mind Wanders 46, Slagathor the Destroyer, per our thread in this post, heart. Hey, write a letter to your dad. Explaining how it is not your fault that your mother was unfaithful. Tell him that for you, he is your father and that you have always seen him that way. Also tell him that you love him so much and that's why you told him the truth. Add a few childhood memories involving him that were happy memories which do not include your mom. Try to remind him the love he had for you. Give him some times. He is also going through a lot of emotions. His wife has died and now he has come to know that you aren't his kid. In my opinion, he is being an asshole and it is his job to be the more responsible one in this situation, but there is a chance the situation might resolve itself after some time when he is able to make peace with all that has happened in the past few months. Don't kill yourself. Reach out to your friends. I'm sure they will help you. Hey Op, I have come over from the relationship advice subreddit too. I can see the situation you are in is really painful right now. It must feel hopeless since you're stuck in a home with someone who doesn't want you there, but you want them in your life, as your dad. There is hope though. The fact that you have posted here tells me you are looking for hope. I have hope for you and your future and your present/right now. I am going to send you a message just offering some support if I don't see you replying to comments over the next few hours. I want to see that you are still with us, if that is okay by you. I am more than happy to just listen to anything you want to say for however long you want via these comments or via private messages. Enough people have properly told you to call your local suicide hotline. I am just letting you know that I, and so many others, are here for you too. Who am I? Well, I am a 27F. I got married last year to a man who has actually been cheating on me since our first date. I know my pain is totally different to your pain. I know my suicidal thoughts have been for completely different reasons to yours. I just wanted to let you know that whether you're 15 or 27 or 77, we have moments where we lose hope for our life. We all have moments where we need another person to help us. There is no shame in having these suicidal moments. No matter these dark moments though, we are all worth living. We are all valuable. Even though your father does not want to acknowledge your value in his life, this does not mean you do not have value in this world. You do. You have so much value. Your value in this world, in people's lives, did not disappear once you decided to tell your father the truth. Their reaction to learning the truth and deciding to blame you for it, is entirely on them and their lack of character. Your value has not decreased because they can't handle the truth. Let us help you. I saw your post on relationship advice and by chance entered the sub when you posted that. Please don't give up. You are now in the lowest place in your life because of your story. I was in your place in the past and it is getting better. I know everything seems lost, but in the future you will have a lot of people who love you and who you love back with the freedom to go after your happiness. Are there things that you like to do? For example, if you love dogs, in the future you can adopt a dog when you have a home. Think about the joy of coming home and seeing the dog run to you asking for rubs. You will have it if you want to. Or if you love to draw, try practicing it as an escape. Put your feelings into it as a way to vent. Please think about the future. It is shitty now, but it is worth it. Please trust me, I was in your situation. You deserve happiness and you will have it. I just don't care anymore. I do. A lot of people here do. So, I think you do, because you posted here. Caring is good. You don't need to convince yourself you don't care. I understand it. You are in a mental place where your mind plays tricks on you that everything is ruined. That there is no hope. That the pain now is not worth the future. It is worth it. Right now you don't have the option to think positively about things. But it will pass, I promise. You have a shitty situation in your hand right now and you know it. I won't lie to you. But please believe me, it will get better. The time until you get your freedom won't be the greatest, but after it you have a full life ahead of yourself. You will meet new people that understand you and support you. You will be happy and make others happy. You will think back on these hard times and be glad of yourself for getting through it. Are there support groups in your area that you can go to? It will really help to meet other people that in your situation eye to eye. I know it's COVID, but a lot of support groups keep running, even via Zoom is fine for now. I have felt just like you do, but it was a long time ago when I was a teenager trapped at home with a violent and abusive mother. What you are feeling is reactive depression due to your horrific experiences recently, which I know about because I looked at your post history. What you need to know is that the horrible way you feel has been caused by events outside your control, and you are not responsible for them. You are young, you have a whole lifetime ahead that will be better than the shit you have been living through recently. I'm in my 50s now, and after a struggle to sort my life out, which I admit was hard, I have about 30 happy years of life to look back on. I promise, the pain you are feeling will gradually become more manageable, and you can still have a good life in the future despite the shit that has happened to you. Please do not give up on yourself. Call a suicide helpline and get help. I just don't care enough to try anymore. Just gathered up every pill in the house, all my dad's alcohol, and some bleach for good measure. Wish me luck. Now pack it and throw it away. You should not come close to these things at this time. Throw away my dad's expensive prescription blood pressure medication, sleeping pills, and painkillers. What a waste. I'm going to try and approach this in a slightly odd way. I apologize if at any point it sounds odd. You've been handed the shittiest ducking hand in life, and frankly I can empathize. Suicide is a choice that is solely yours to make. It's you being to take control in a world that's suddenly turned horribly against you. I can understand why it looks so good as an option because no one can take that power and control away. But honestly truly, it's not worth it. Ducking hell, you must feel so tired. So ducking tired having to deal with this shit at 15, but it can get better. Duck your dad. Duck your grandma, and duck this feeling of helplessness they handed you, making suicide the only ducking option to letting you feel like you have any control on your life. Speaking as a former health professional, suicide via bleach or pills is like a 20% in the most rosy ducking circumstances. Bleach will burn your throat and gut, leaving you in pain that cannot be properly described in just words. It is a horrible, slow way to die. Painkillers will not let you drift off into sleep, you will instead wake up with a likely dead liver, leaving weeks of agonizing pain. Unless your dad has some of the most powerful stuff available, it will not work like you imagine it will. Seriously, hug duck these people. How dare they do this to you? Don't let them do this to you. Live. Live and thrive to show them how ducking stupid they are in treating you like some kind of garbage just because they decided to play duck around with each other's trust. I really hope you read this. I really hope you take some comfort, or at least some advice. Please reach out to any suicide helplines on your country. And always remember that you hold this power. It can't be taken away from you. Don't let them force you to use it if you're even 1% unsure. Since no one thanked you for your comment, thank you, that helped me feel a little better. Any other suggestions then? And I'm 100% sure. Live. Cut them off, and piss on their graves. No. Next. Live. Cut them off, piss on their graves, and get a dog/cat. You have the opportunity and to give me a less crappy suicide option, because I'm currently drinking this alcohol and taking these pills, and I'm gonna keep going unless I get a better way to kill myself. Which is entirely in your control and power. I literally have no way of stopping you. Everyone else here has said don't do it, and they're right to say so. But so far, telling you to live, cut them off and piss on their graves is a tried and tested means of going forward. Don't just piss, shit on their graves if you have to. In the long run, they don't have any power over you. Can you please just call the suicide helpline number in your country? It's 1-800-273-8255 if you are in the USA. And, what if your attempt ends up being botched and you end up in the hospital? Your asshole dad might start hating you more because of this, and you could cause permanent damage to yourself. I would advise you to head outdoors and go for a walk and get some fresh air. Please stop what you're doing right now. I really hope for your sake that your dad stops being a turd and comes around to his senses. I should start an r/suicide watch bingo. Call the suicide hotline even though everyone on here seems to have had garbage experiences with it. You won't die, you'll just be in horrible pain/disabled forever, and just go for a walk are definitely on the bingo board. I feel really sorry for you and I'm literally in tears right now thinking about your situation. If I were in the same country as you, I'd help you out in every way possible in a heartbeat. But now, all I can do is offer emotional support, and I will 100% be available to talk anytime you need to. Please don't take this drastic step, op. I really care about your well-being. Do not hesitate to reach out to me. I wanna help out in whatever little way I can. No one can help me. Please give us a chance. A lot of us really care about your well-being. I understand that this is all too much for a 15-year-old to handle, but please give yourself a chance. Things may be tough right now, but there's no reason for them to stay that way. I want you to believe in yourself. I know you're in a bad place emotionally right now, but I believe in you. I wholeheartedly believe that you can, and will be strong enough to push through this. Take your time letting all your emotions go, and push through this. I know you can push through this, I really do. You don't know me. Yes, I don't know you, never said I did. But I believe in you, just like I believe in every other person on this planet. I believe that you have it in you to brave this situation and come out of this tougher than ever. Your emotions are controlling you right now, and you need to let it all out and eventually start controlling your emotions. You can only control what you can control. Please just give yourself a chance. You may believe that, but it doesn't make it true. Please reach out to one of your friends, their parents right away. They're better positioned to help you out than any of us here. Also, my previous comment may not be true, but I'll still believe it. I truly want nothing but the best for you, and that would involve you staying alive. Sail through this and the rest of your life should be a piece of cake for you. Start planning right from today about what you're gonna do after turning 18. 3 years is a long time, and you can really set yourself up for success. You've got loads of people who have experienced what you are going through now trying to help. Saying no one can help doesn't make any sense, mate. Oh boy. That's expensive then. Keep these meds back from where you picked. Dad will need them. Duck him. I need them more. But why do you wanna harm yourself so badly? Just don't want to bother with life anymore. Well. I don't know what to say now. It's kind of getting exhausting. I hope you find something good that brings you out of the situation that you are in. Can't even post on a SUI support dub without so many mean people. I just don't want to die alone, but I guess I will, cause I can't stay here. Hope you're hanging in there, precious one. We'd love to hear from you again, Plaza. Are you still here? I've checked your account for any news 3 times now. I hope you're alright. I've been checking every few hours since last night, hoping she's posted something, but nada, frown. Yeah, me too, I hope she's okay, frown. Yeah, same, I have been checking too. I haven't seen her post anywhere and I'm praying for her to be okay. Frown frown. Hope you're doing okay and got appropriate medical care. Mind wanders 46, broken heart, heart. Disappointed face, are you okay? Still checking daily to see if Mind wanders 46 is okay, broken heart, crying face. Are you okay, op? I woke up thinking about you and hoping you updated since last night. Hey, I'm still checking your page every few hours and I really hope you're okay. Please update us to let us know you're safe. Same frown, just keep hoping she posts something. Yeah, same frowns, hope she's alright. You haven't posted in 3 hours and I really truly hope you're okay. Please let us know if you're alright, as I hope you know so many people are really worried for your safety right now. Sending so much love, and if you need to talk to me, I'm here. Listen, you've got so many people here who have never even seen your face and still want you around. Whatever you decide, you're not alone in this, no matter what you feel right now. The choice is yours, just know that you are loved. I hope you're still here and reading this. I'd cow I made it into this sub, but just want to say this. You definitely were dealt shitty cards, but you're also only 15. I promise it will get better. There were times when I was a teen and thought I was worthless and wouldn't become anything in life. Now when I look back, I realize how irrational I was. You are stuck right now as a kid under 18. It's very difficult for you to not rely on parents or someone to help you out. And unfortunately the people who are supposed to be helping you are assholes. But one day you will be able to ditch them and live your own life. Duck them all. You should be counting down the days until you're 18, not your dad. Think about how amazing it'll be when you're able to tell him to duck off and go do whatever you want. It's your life, not theirs. Don't let them control and dictate what your life is. I really hope you don't go through with this, because I promise if you don't, one day you'll look back and be so grateful you made the right decision. Hi again. I see you have posted online in about 11 hours. Just letting you know that I hope you are okay and I am thinking of your well-being. Please let us know if you're okay. Please, don't do it. You'll hurt so many people. Even if you don't know it, you will. Please don't kill yourself. We don't need to lose more people. Get therapy, it works, trust me. I was suicidal, too. Please still be here. I'm about to cry. I don't know, how can the adults in your situation be so freaking heartless?